Okay, so welcome back to another vlog, and I kind of just want to explain what's going on because we actually do not have anybody in the nest at the moment. And the one thing I do want to say is that I haven't seen anybody in the nest keep in mind, I was at a house most of yesterday. But when I was here, I didn't see Mama in the nest that much, except in the morning when I took the videos. And nobody else in my family noticed her around that much, so she may not have been visiting, or we may have just had bad timing. I don't know exactly. Sometimes she comes and goes. Remember, when we're talking about a bird nest, a common misconception about the nest is that the birds build nests and live there. That's actually not true. The nests are for the purpose of raising young, and so if she doesn't have eggs in there, she's going to be off living somewhere else and just having this place ready for when she does lay eggs. So I do see, out in my yard, I see a couple of robins. So I don't know if that's Mama and Papa. They're way back on my hill. I don't think I can get a good shot of them with the camera. They're kind of behind things, but I do see there is a pair of robins on the hill right now. So I'm not sure if that's Mama and Papa and they're just out hunting, or if they've decided to move their nest location. Because that does happen from time to time. I was looking it up because I don't know if they are going to stick with this nest or not. Sometimes if they're concerned about the level of activity they have, since it is quite near our house, they will move to a different spot, or if they see predators and they're concerned about that, they might move it. But the other thing that could be happening, they say if you think a bird has abandoned a nest, it's best to give it at least 2 to 4 days. It's been maybe, by this afternoon, by a little later this afternoon, it'll have been 1 full day. So it's not quite safe to say whether they've left yet or not, and they're not at the nest a lot at this point anyway, so we could just be missing them. But if they have left the nest, then within a few days we'll know. And I'm hoping they haven't, because I really would like to try and get a lot of this on camera if they'll let me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there are definitely robins out there on the hill right now, and they look like they're foraging. But if they have left, sometimes that's just nature. And, this is a case where you have birds building in something that's not natural. They're building in my porch cover. And it's not a natural place for them to be building, and they may just be concerned about the level of activity or what's going on out there. So when the female does lay eggs, usually, sometimes one of the other things is sometimes they're just not ready. They build the nest too soon, and they're not quite ready to have their babies. And if that's the case, she'll probably be back within a little bit, within a few days, or whenever she's ready to lay her eggs. We did have a bit of a weather change. They say sometimes if it's too cold, the female will hold off and wait for it to warm up, and it has been pretty, there's been a lot of wind chill lately. It's been very windy out here, and so thankfully this nest is in a pretty sheltered spot, but at the same time, if the wind is bringing down the temperature that much, it could be a thing where she's afraid she won't be able to keep the eggs warm enough, and so she's waiting for the weather to warm back up. There was a lot of things. I went and looked this up this morning because I wasn't entirely sure about any of it and about what to think if these guys really have left the nest or not. So it is a possibility. It could be they've decided to make a nest somewhere else that's a little bit more secluded, and that's just nature. That's honestly a very smart choice by nature, because these guys have no way of knowing that we're not predators that want to harm their babies. So it would be probably a smart move for them to move the nest away if they have any concerns about us, but I'm hoping they will keep it here. So we will see. I'm hoping they'll stick around. I definitely do see some robins out there foraging right now. I'll maybe try and get a good view after this once I get this camera off the tripod. Maybe try and get a little bit of footage of that going on, because there's definitely a pair of them. I don't see the other right now, but I definitely can see one. And we don't have a lot of robins around here, so, or we don't see them at least a lot. So it is I would guess, because robins do have like a general territorial range, I would guess it's them, even if they have moved their nest. So, But yeah, so once the female actually does lay eggs in a nest, that's when she starts sitting on it a lot more. And I learned a lot about robins this morning. The male will not incubate the eggs. So I suspect he'll probably be the one going off to get food. And they say that once a female robin actually starts incubating eggs, she'll sit on the nest for about 50 minutes out of every hour. So she's only gone for a little bit. And that could be a little bit of a difficulty, at least for me, if she does do that here, because I know you guys are all going to want to see eggs and babies, but I'm not sure. They say if you're going to go out and check the nests, to be sure to do it while the female is gone, so you don't scare them away. If they leave for a little bit, then it's more okay to just pop up, take a quick look, and then go and leave again. But they say you don't want to do that for the first few days after eggs have been laid and after the eggs hatch. So we'll be able to know that eggs have been laid if that happens here, because we're going to see Mama start spending a whole lot of time in that nest. And if she starts doing that, then there's a pretty good chance that she's laid some eggs in there and is trying to incubate them. However, if she doesn't come back to this nest at all within the next, they say 2 to 4 days is usually how long it takes for you to be able to know for sure that they've moved on. So if we don't see any of her in the nest this week, then it may be a pretty safe bet to say that she's actually left this nest. So I'm really hoping that's not what's happened. There is a lot of things that that could have happened here, and we don't really know. It's too early to tell with this. So I'm very thankful, though, that I am seeing robins out there. They're gone now. I don't see where they went. But I'm very thankful that I was seeing them, because a lot of the time, if a nest can be abandoned because one or more of the parents died. And very, very thankful that I am seeing robins out there, because that probably means they're okay. But we'll keep an eye on things, and we will see if they come back to the nest. I'll keep you guys posted. And for now, though, I'm going to wrap this up. So I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay. Over and out.